River State, because we are part of the movement, we have proclaimed, we are educating our people at our homes, that a few things are not supposed to be done. For example, the female genital mutilation. Our grandfathers told us, because the woman should be kept for the husband, and so nothing should be, something has to be removed, so that the woman will not be promiscuous.
You need to tame her.
Will not be promiscuous. But we discovered that that which they remove from the woman, that gives the woman joy, is what is scattering the homes today. Because the men now felt the women are no longer what they wanted. And so it scatters the village, the community and the family. So we frown against that. Female genital mutilation, we frown that. We make sure that our children are all trained to the height they're supposed to be. Because if they're educated, their eyes will open to the do's and the don'ts of the world.
To defend themselves too.
So it is frowned at traditional level. We work against it, and we have proclaimed, and we have told the paramount rulers of our communities, the youth presidents and the CDCs to report any of these cases up there, so that the traditional rulers will not take it up to the state level. Thank God we have the Office of Public Defender, and they will always be there to handle our cases. And like Barrister was saying, all these things begin to persist because some men in those days think it's their right. I pay your diary, so whatever I ask you to do is what that grammar. Whatever I say must come to pass. But today it's no longer so.
The narrative has changed.
If in the beginning God saw that Adam, after working, could barely prepare food to eat, and God said he wants to give the man a helpmate, the woman should be helpmate.
Sure.
But today, the man said, I owe you. With your certificates, you have to stay in the house with my wife, and it's bad. So we preach against it. So traditionally, we are very much involved, and we fight against gender-based violence.
Thank you very much, Your Majesty. Okay, Barrister, you mentioned something about the law, and now I want to ask: are there laws, governing this whole thing, or preventing gender-based violence? And if there are, let's hear about them.
Gladly, there are laws, even before, as far back as when we all got born into the legal system of Nigeria. We have what we call the criminal law. And the criminal law, in states we have criminal code, criminal act, has always frowned against all forms of violence. But to be more specific and to address it, because it looked as if it was so broad and was not able to really deal with the specific issues of gender-based violence, there is very recently, not so recently, it's almost getting to 10 years now, the Violence Against Persons Prohibition Law. It was a battle to get it through, because initially when we were pushing for the law, it was titled Violence Against Women at the national level. But after much advocacy and deliberations, it was necessary that it becomes encompassing, because it's not just women that face violence. So now it's titled Violence Against Persons Prohibition Act, and we have it in Rivers State as a law since 2021, and that law is very specific as to issues concerning gender-based violence. Then we also have the Child's Right Law that also addresses some issues specifically for children, and then could relate it to family issues too, because on that law it talks about maintenance of children and or wife, which are issues relating to gender-based violence too. So we have those three basic laws, and of course the Constitution of Nigeria too also has a lot of coverage on gender-based issues. But what we are so excited about is the Violence Against Persons Prohibition Law, because it is very detailed on gender-based violence issues. So, yes.
Thank you very much. From your office here, I can see you are the chairperson of the Multi-Stakeholders Committee on Prevention of Gender-Based Violence in Rivers State. Yes. And now, my question is, what's the Rivers State Stakeholder Committee on this prevention doing about the situation as it is
Okay.
now?
This committee was set up last year, October,
Okay.
with the support of Action Aid Nigeria.
Okay.
They have this project running to prevent GBV in Rivers State, and they saw the need to set up a multi-stakeholders committee. The committee is actually chaired by the chairman of the Traditional Rulers Council. I am
Okay.
like the coordinator, the foot
Oh.
soldier. His Majesty definitely cannot do the running around.
Yeah.
And we have Ministry of Justice, Ministry of Social Welfare and Rehabilitation is actually the secretariat of the committee.
Okay.
We have Ministry of Health, Ministry of Women Affairs, every stakeholder you can mention, the judiciary, and the police, what's it called, Civil Defense Corps, National Orientation Agency. It covers almost every stakeholder you can think of, and we are all together in this committee. Your Majesty, of course, you can see.
I'll still have to come to him.
So we
on that.
sensitize the public like we're doing today
Okay.
on the issue of gender-based violence. Community outreaches, we speak to, through our traditional rulers, we speak to the communities to say we need to put a stop on this, and we are ready to defend victims through Ministry of Justice, through my office, the Office of the Public Defender. We offer medical assistance through the Ministry of Health. So it's like a multi-stakeholder, like you said. So we have the ability to reach out to everyone at different points, and that's what we've been doing since October last year.
Okay. Talking about this, you mentioned that His Royal Majesty, I don't know if he's the one or
No,
another.
the chairman
Is the chairman of this
yes,
multi-stakeholder committee, and he is equally
a member.
Yes. Okay. My question here is there a time or at any point some persons within the community comes to you to report cases of this gender-based violence, and what exactly is there a way community on their own handles this before going to these offices that she just mentioned?
Yeah, from the time I became aware
Okay.
of these laws, and we started educating the persons in the communities, we've not actually received anyone because we felt that they're actually working according to what they've been taught on gender-based violence prevention.
Okay.
So none has actually come up.
Mm.
But before now, so many things has happened.
Okay.
But from the time we join and we begin to educate the persons in the communities, I will tell you that it has not. Even like in my kingdom, I told our barrister that it is right now embedded in the marriage right constitution in the Ghana kingdom.
Okay.
It's written, no gender-based violence in this marriage.
That's a good one.
So it is already there. So by the time you are coming to, because every marriage, if it's from my kingdom, there is a certificate we issue.
Okay.
But you will endorse that one is noted as something that must
Yes,
never
yeah,
come
me
to
too.
pass. So if you have agreed that, and it's not happening to the wife you are marrying, it will also not happen to the children you bring up. And so the society will be a better place.
Sure. Okay. We are almost running out of time. I would want you to let the viewer out there, because I know some persons watching might not really be the direct victim, but just like you mentioned that it might, if it's not you, it might be your brother, your sister, your relative, or anyone around you, someone you know. So most of the persons watching might not really be the victim directly, but they might know someone who's going through such or needs such help. Like they mentioned earlier, some persons are scared to speak up. And some persons, maybe due to ignorance of all these laws and the offices or the right places to actually go for help, do not, step out. They decide to stay back and endure this violence. Could you please let them know what role, they have to play going by this?
Okay, to their people of Rivers State and to everyone listening, if you are out there in the society, you cannot turn your face away or pretend not to know that gender-based violence is real. you must try your best to listen and support everyone that you know is going through all of that. So the issue of that, then they marry, no concern you, or another person picking, no,
Exactly.
you can't do that. Then you must also believe when somebody comes to you to say, this is what I am facing. Encourage them to speak up. Because if you look at them in a way that looks as if, is it not how you were dressed? Why did you wear this dress to go out to the market? That's why those boys harassed you. Then you are denying her the privilege of protecting her own dignity and her own honor. Let's challenge all those harmful beliefs that we used to have and believe, oh, you must do female genital mutilation, or your husband die, you must go and wash his cups and drink it and all that. So any harmful practice, we must challenge it in our communities. We must teach our boys and men that violence is not strength. It's not strength.
Exactly.
We must teach our girls to know their worth, that you don't need to bring yourself down to be able to, because the truth is that some cases when you listen to it, you know that the female, the girl, the woman made herself accessible to those violence because of lack of self-worth. Okay. And then most importantly, we must report every GBV case. I've told you that, like you mentioned, stalking, domestic violence, sexual, psychological, any form of violence, we must report it. We must not stay silent. It's not normal, it's not acceptable. Silence protects the abuser.
Yes.
And it puts others at risk, because when he finishes with A, he will go to B. We must educate ourselves, our family members, our community, that we must use our voice, not our hands. You know, speak. We must communicate with one another. We must be able to discuss issues. You don't need to slap and hit your wife for matters to be resolved at home. There are places to get help. If you're experiencing any form of gender-based violence, or you know someone experiencing it, you can report to the Office of the Public Defender. It's at the Rivers State Ministry of Justice. Okay. We can report to the Rivers State Ministry of Social Welfare and Rehabilitation at the State Secretariat there. You can also report to the gender desk at the various police stations. We do know that they don't have all effective, but there are some. At least find out the one closest to you and also report. You could call our helplines. We also have helplines. Yes. We have 2 basic helplines. You can also reach us. 0802 0909434 or 0704 041 0081. Any of those helplines, we are there to also assist you. We assure you that you are not alone. There is no need for us to continually keep silent over these issues. These are issues that are killing women, killing men, killing boys, killing girls, and it's killing our society too. Because the general belief, and that is an international statement, peace at home is peace in the society.
Exactly.
If there is no peace at home, we will not have a peaceful community.
You can't give out what you don't have.
Yes, we will not have a peaceful society. And we love Rivers State, we love you, and we want everyone to be okay.
Yeah, that's a very good one. Thank you. Before we wrap up this, a word of advice as a royal father to the people out there.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Your Majesty.
Standing or sitting here as a traditional ruler, Rivers State, representing my chairman also on this platform, we will advise. Let me come down to our level. We will plead with all of us to work in all against gender-based violence in our workplace, in our churches, in our marketplace, in our homes, everywhere we find ourselves with people. We should not treat them the way we think. We should treat them because of the way they are. We should avoid gender-based violence. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Your Majesty. Okay, for the want of time, this is the much we will take for today. Join us same time next Wednesday for another interesting topic on this, talking about gender-based violence. I will still be here hopefully by the special grace of God, with some members of Gender Action Aid Nigeria still talking about this, because it's something we really need to make the people know about. It needs much publicity. A lot of persons out there does not know about this. Some who are suffering or who are victims of this do not know where to go to for help. And with me, I am Catherine Ago, and this is His Royal Majesty and Barrister Evelyn. I will say bye for now.
Okay, bye.
Thank you. God bless us.
Amen. God bless you too.